goes another 20-year-old.
Holy shit, I hate those guys.
Gotta hate 20-year-olds.
Fuck those guys.
Somebody help these 20-year-olds.
It's time to figure it out, Ricky.
Touch me.
Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. What a fucking day.
It was so classic.
Like, is it classic though? I feel my days are usually a lot better than today.
Well, you know what? Not classic.
Like it is a classic. I feel like it's more classic for you.
No.
I feel like you find yourself in similar situations more often than I do.
No, today kind of sucked. I don't know what the word is for it.
Well, we'll get into that because it isn't always all sunshine and rainbows on Too Many Jams.
No, you may think that we're living the life here. You know,
I mean, most days you wouldn't be wrong.
big time podcast, like huge musicians,
Out of control famous.
just like living in a mansion in Toronto. Like
I mean,
it's
it's a good sized home. Yeah, but some days the facade comes all crashing down around us.
Today was one of those days.
We'll get into that, but yeah, you're on Too Many Jams. It's a show about all things 20-year-old.
With help from friends, experts, and our own personal experiences, we hope to shed some light on those things that leave our age group lost and confused.
Okay. So, I mean, it's going to be an action-packed episode because I got a lot of different things to talk about, but not a lot about each of those things. So it might be like a short episode, but like you're going to be like, it's a lot of stuff. By a lot, I mean like 6 points maybe.
What's that saying? You know a little about a lot, but you know a lot about a little.
I just wish producer Kev was more of a producer that like we could tell to do things like other than just like helping out with the odd episode, because if he could edit up a compilation of every saying that you don't fucking know what the saying is, it would be one of the best 2-minute clips I've ever seen. You always hit me with what's that saying, and then you say it completely wrong or something, or like I have no idea what the saying is, or sorry, what did you say?
You know a little about a lot, but a lot about a little.
Okay. I mean, that's one.
Yeah, I think that's a saying, right?
I don't know. Fucking, I don't know. Okay. Let's take you on a little journey. So, running your own business, doing your own podcast, your own band and stuff, is basically...
It seems all glamorous.
Especially like to the consumer, because even our customer today, I will say, had no idea the turmoil that went on behind the scenes. So to the customer, businesses look great, especially small businesses. Like, it's just a couple of entrepreneurs doing their thing.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, sometimes there's a few fucking barn fires.
Yep, and we had a couple of those barn fires today.
So, yeah, running a business is a lot about problem solving. And, for the most part, I find it's a skill for myself. You have a problem and I sit there and I think, okay, I think this would be a cool solution. All right, let's give it a go. And that's kind of what problem we are facing today. So Robbie and I run a real estate, like photography media company, just because we both we know our way around video edits and cameras and drones and stuff. So his aunt's a realtor, and we're like, you know what? She told us about this job that she pays people to do, and we're like, we can do that. So we learned how to do it. We started up a business, and I don't know, we've done like 10 or 15 jobs.
Yeah,
nothing to scoff at. And this recently, it's been a bit slow because of some flu going around. I don't know which flu it is. But yeah, we got a call last week, and someone wanted to do just an exterior video and photography of their house that they're going to sell next year.
Seemed easy, right?
I mean, it should be.
And she paid up front, like almost immediately. That afternoon, I think the payment came through. We're like, okay, this is going to be walk in the park. We'll drive up there, get this video done. come back, turn it around.
Because
Easy money.
Yeah, and she wanted it done quickly, and it was a bit out of town. It was in Richmond Hill, so like a 50-minute drive, and we're like, you know what? She's offering enough money to make it worthwhile to go out there, and we borrow a drone normally from one of Robbie's cousins who works in film, and he doesn't really use it. So we have the odd drone shoot. It's really not a big deal for us to borrow. So yeah, I booked the thing in. I book it in. I'm like, yeah, next week we could do it Tuesday. I'm like, hey, Rob, message your cousin. And Rob gets kind of incapacitated this weekend, I'd say,
Yeah.
from a food-related...
Yeah, I got brutal food poisoning Sunday night. Like, I got absolutely rocked.
Like, I pulled an all-nighter on Sunday night.
Did you hear me the whole night?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I had a meeting Monday morning. Not an all-nighter, but I mean, like, I was up till about 5 a.m.
Yeah.
working, and I heard you
Yeah.
going in there,
Yeah.
and
Like absolute demons coming out of me.
you kept it actually pretty tame. I actually was questioning why someone was going to the bathroom so often. I didn't really hear the demons.
Interesting. It was so weird because I felt fine all day Sunday. I was out and about with Liv. We were eating out. This is also a bit of an issue. We ate out multiple times, so it's hard to really pinpoint
All
where.
3 meals that day were eaten out.
Two meals. We ate out twice that day.
Where'd the quesadillas come from? You make them?
Oh, that was the day prior. That was on Saturday.
Oh, right.
We had California sandwiches and sushi, and something.
Any snacks? Any mall, like
No.
food from the mall or anything?
No, nothing. And it just hit me Sunday night, like out of nowhere. I just like felt so nauseous, like around 11 p.m. and fucking was up till like 4 p.m. like puking and shitting my brains
4
out.
a.m. 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said p.m. But yeah,
Sorry, 4 a.m. It was brutal.
that is brutal. And so, what kind of sushi did you have?
Just like
What flavor or what like variety of?
I don't know, like it was like a mixed. It was one of those like platters, one of those mixed maki platters from the place down the street.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
Because that would have been a quick turnaround for.
yeah, sushi at 9 and then poopy at 11.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the thing is you and your girlfriend were both eating both of those meals, but different parts of it. Like she got different sushi than you, and then she
Yeah.
got a different California sandwich.
Yeah.
And I just ate half of her California sandwich that was left
Yeah.
over, and that was a bit of a risk.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, especially with how sick you were. But anyway, so Rob was messed up, and he was feeling crappy all Monday, and
Still zonked today.
still a little zonked, but essentially just never got around to asking his cousin until Monday, or just didn't tell me, whatever. But his cousin gets back and he says, "I'm out of town. Like I don't have a drone for you to use."
Yeah.
And our shoot's booked Tuesday. And Rob's literally in bed looking like he has no life in him. And he's like, we don't have a drone. So, this is a perfect example of business problem solving. This is what happens all the time in a small business. Something doesn't line up and you got to figure it out. And so what did I do? I put on my little thinking cap and I came up with a pretty good plan, I thought. I said, hey, why don't we go and we buy a drone used, the exact one we want, use it for the day, there's a bunch around the city. We can get one on the way up to the shoot.
Yeah.
Use it for the day and then just relist it. Just sell it. And then it's like nothing even happened. And you're like, yeah, cool. So we ended up locating one, which I thought was going to be on the way to the shoot because I thought Brampton was right next to Richmond Hill. Apparently it's not. Or if it is, they're two giant cities.
It's they're a little far. There's a bit of a driving distance in between.
Yeah, but you know what?
That was about an hour.
The price was right.
Price was right, yeah.
And we're like, we might even be able to sell this drone for a profit. So, we get up this morning because this all happened today. And, we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. We're like figuring that out. And just to preface it, this drone was not cheap.
No.
I took out $750 cash.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even think to split it because I'm like, we're just gonna sell it right away. I'll throw my cash at it. So we pick up the drone. Yeah, all right. It added about an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
added about an hour. It was like 40 minutes to pick up the drone and then another 50 minutes to get to the job site. And right when we get to the job site, we set up. The sun's supposed to be perfect in the sky to shine on this house. We get rained on. We got to pack it up. We're like, fuck. All right, this I thought that's why the day was going bad. I was like, just our luck.
Yeah.
Just our fucking luck. And so we sit around in Richmond Hill for like 45 minutes. The rain passes. We go back to the job. And now the sun's at the wrong angle. The house is in a shadow. And you know what? We're like, we can do this. All right. Optimism is renewed. Right away, Rob pulls out the drone that we just bought. And this neighborhood, some weird things were kind of happening in it, eh?
Yeah. When we pulled up, the neighbor was walking their pet duck.
Yeah.
They were like...
I forgot about that. That's not even the weird parts that I was about to mention.
Yeah.
We right as we rocked up, they just popped the garage open and this is a direct neighbor to the house we're shooting.
Yeah.
Mom and daughter.
Yeah.
Pet duck. A white duck.
So weird.
So weird. And they literally walked...
But it looked like a well-trained duck, nice enough duck. They were walking it like no leash and was just following in behind them.
Off-leash policy on the duck. I guess there was like a pond in the back of this like development. So maybe, they found it in the pond and they just trained it.
Yeah, maybe they've like, just, brought it up since it was a baby.
Yeah, and this is gonna... So like this... Right away, we're like, and that was actually before the rain even fell. So that was before we were shooting. So actually, you hadn't taken, or we had the stuff out. But anyway, right after we see that, I look in the rearview mirror, and there's a car driving down the street with a kid on the hood of a car.
Oh yeah,
and I'm talking like, you ever seen those movie scenes where like a bad guy's on the hood? And he's like holding like the hood like right underneath the windshield wipers, and then like the person's like driving and they're like staring into the car from the hood. That happened.
Yeah,
the car just drove by, and it was like it
was sketch.
Maybe an 11-year-old child.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
And they weren't going fast. It didn't look like they were, but we got no explanation for that. The car just pulled by and just kept driving and. Okay.
Yeah.
So, bit of a... Like, what the fuck is going on?
It was weird. Weird move.
Weird move. So we see pet duck, and we just made a joke. We're like, okay, this neighborhood, So this, but what? You see some shit. You see some shit in neighborhoods. Robbie literally has seen some shit on jobs before. Remember our first job? When that guy blew the doors off
guy
the
came in.
washroom while you're trying to take pictures.
Those jokes.
So... We go, we kill 45 minutes, the rain leaves, and we go back to shoot it. And, like, how much into the drone shooting did you get before that same neighbor with the duck, the daughter came out and just started, like, ruining your shots?
Yeah, I got like 3 or 4, I don't know, like 3 shots in.
I'd say you were about 3 minutes into shooting.
Yeah, like, barely got anything. And the daughter comes out and she comes like walking towards, like she wasn't holding up at all. And then we're just trying to fly the drone.
Like
and
old
she's
enough
like,
to know better.
Yeah.
Old enough to know better.
We were just kind of like, whoa, like sort of like what are you doing?
Like,
and then I think Trav was trying to make some conversation with her, be like, oh, like,
well, you had to land it. We had to stop.
Yeah, because she was ruining the shots and she was getting a little too close for comfort. Like she didn't really know how much space.
Blades.
Yeah. So Trav is like, oh, you ever seen these things before? Trying to like, just make a little conversation. And then the only thing she said to us, she's like,
well, she stared for a while first. She didn't answer. Like remember she was weird for a bit first.
Yeah, she was kind of weird, but she was like so excited to see the drone.
It makes sense after the next part you're about to say, though.
and then the only thing she said to us was she's like, "I'm big Chinese."
Yeah, like she just dropped. Not even like like how you can say I speak a little French, like
Yeah.
oh, like, you speak a little like oh yeah un petit peu, or like like
Yeah.
you just like enough to say, or like ne parle français, like you can say I don't speak the language, and French is like our second national language. So she's in Richmond Hill. They own a house in Richmond Hill, and instead of saying like I can't speak English or like no English,
Yeah.
she said I'm big Chinese.
Yeah.
She was a little girl.
It's kind of jokes.
So it made sense. Like, cause like the first thing I actually said to her, I said, careful. It's like, there's spinning blades. And then she just like looked at me so confused.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't know how these work. So then I
Yeah.
said, have you ever seen one of these before?
Yeah.
And then it was so cute though. It was kind of cute. Like she was like, I'm big Chinese.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, of course. All right.
Yes. Got you.
Got you. So we had no way to communicate with her to stop. We just had no way to say, get out of the way.
Yeah.
And her mom was just letting her.
Yeah.
Her mom was just like way back in the distance, like completely letting her. So I was like, you go start working on the backyard. I'll take pictures of the front. So I bring out my big rig on the tripod. I don't care if you're Chinese, Japanese, whatever. You recognize a camera, right? Like maybe the drone, she didn't realize had a camera on it, but I had a big DSLR, and I'm taking these types of photos where the camera takes like multiple photos of the same thing, so that like just a quick explanation. When you take photos of homes, because they're not moving, you can use this camera trick where you take multiple photos at the exact same thing, and then you put those photos together in like an editing software, and it makes it so like there's no shadows or no like too bright and too dark places. It just makes like a good photo. But you need like nothing to move. And this girl would like pop in like on like the camera would go like click, 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 and then she's like in one. And I have to like delete the whole series.
Yeah. Fuck.
I just had no way to be like, get
lost.
Get lost. Like, what are you doing? And then she whips out this like toy spinning princess.
Yeah.
It's like a fairy princess.
Yeah.
So it's like her drone, kind of. So she'd like pull a ripcord or like hit like a button, and it would like shoot up like 10 feet and just like helicopter down like with its like little spinny wings things. And she was just like sending it into the shot, sending it into bushes. So like I'd hear like fans hit the bushes. But then I heard like a really loud sound of fans hitting bushes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa, she must have really sent that one into the bush. And Rob, can you explain what that sound was for me? Just, take me back to earlier today.
I went to the back, start shooting the back because this girl wouldn't buzz off. It was in all the shots. So I start doing the back, and the back's not really like, it's not the most open area. It's got a bunch of trees around, and there's no real like, it's kind of hard to get the angles back there. But anyways, I was doing some like sort of curved pans around the back of the house, and I had to step behind the house in order for me to be out of the shot. So I wasn't really watching the camera. I was thinking the sensors would just pick up on it, but I guess sideways it's a little more difficult. And anyways, when I was coming back around to one of the shots, the drone got stuck in one of the trees, like quite high up, maybe maybe like 20 feet or so. I was like, fuck, like, so it's just sitting there buzzing there, and I wasn't really sure what to do. So I should have came and got you, but I was just like, oh, you know what? That's a climbable tree right there.
I would say it was about 15 feet in the air.
It was
20 maybe.
Yeah, I think it was like 20 feet.
So you free solo the tree. You don't even. I'm in the front snapping pictures like an idiot.
Yeah.
And you just decide to.
Yeah, I was like, this is a good climbing tree. So I just like took off my shoes and I just started zipping up there. And because it's not the first time I've got a drone stuck in a tree. So
It's the first time we've gotten our drone
yeah.
that we were trying to return.
But anyways, so I climb up there and it's kind of like it's a little bit out in the branches a little bit. So I'm trying to hang on, but reach out there, but also sort of like bend the branch back, to like bring it back towards me. I was hoping it was like kind of snagged, but as I bent the branch back, it just let it loose and it
20-foot free fall.
20-foot free fall. It hit like a couple, like a little bit of brush on the way down, cushioned it a bit, and then it was like fairly bushy back there. And it actually took me a sec to find the drone. It's because I got down there, I was like, oh, okay, it's down. And I you know what? And I didn't think, or I didn't know that the gimbal was like so not durable.
The gimbal, so for anyone who doesn't know drones, they have a camera on the front that's stabilized by like this like arm that has like a bunch of motors. It's called a gimbal. So that's what the camera's on, and that's what makes like the footage extremely smooth. I was just
yeah, for sure, yeah. And so I pick it up and I was like, okay, like everything looks to be intact. You know, I figured if something was broken, like a wing would be hanging off, or like the camera would be like something would like physically or like visually be noticed, right? So I start trying to fire it up again, and the gimbal's fucked and it's not working at all. So so that at that point you walk around and you're like
I see you barefoot.
Yeah.
Just sitting there with the drone beside you.
Yeah.
And it just, I knew.
Do you know?
I knew in my heart. I was like, you have done the only thing that could have ruined today.
Yeah.
To me.
And we didn't get all the shots either. So I played around with it for like, another 15 minutes, trying to get this thing back and fired up, but nothing to do to fix his broken gimbal. So we had to call it on the shoot, which is annoying because it's an hour away. And
we spent the entire day rushing and buying drones in the morning.
And we have to go back.
Facilitate it.
And now we have to go back up there. And then we look at the there's like a DJI store not too far by. Like,
DJI is a company that makes a drone. You're talking like everyone knows.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
drones out there.
I can be a little vague. DJI, the drone company. There's a store not too far by, so we
My not too far is about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So add to the amount of driving. I'm like through a half a tank of gas to go to this DJI store.
Yeah, fuck. Like, so we get to the DJI store, and I gotta say, there was two places that we went to, like both extremely unhelpful and like terrible customer service. Because we went to the actual DJI store, and they've got, you walk in there and you're like, oh, like you're looking at all the drones, and like they're all
taken apart.
They're all being like pulled apart.
They're all like, being serviced.
And they're all being, it looks like they're doing mad work on these things in there. And we asked the guy, we're like, yo, we crashed a drone. Like, can you help us fix it? He's like, no, we don't do repairs here. And like the guy wouldn't even diagnose it for us, which was annoying. He's like, we got this place up the street, like our actual repair shop, 2 minutes up the road. So we're like, okay, fine, we'll go up there. And I'm thinking like, at least these people will just take a look at it. Like, when you go into the Apple store and like you go see the person and they're like, oh, what's your issue, whatever. And like, you can at least see someone right away and they'll diagnose the problem for you. Like, you sit there for a bit and they've always got a tech guy there that will just tell you what to do.
Oh shit, we got to send it away. Or, oh shit, this is broken.
Yeah. Like, that's all I was looking for. Anyways, we pull up to the DJI repair shop and walk in there, sketch. There's just like this one woman sitting at the front desk. And,
you know what it looked like?
What?
You know that scene in Austin Powers where he's doing a piss test behind a screen.
Yeah.
It was like a room with like just a screened in area where they do the repairs or like you know what I mean? And there was a man behind it
Yeah.
and he just wouldn't show his face and he would just like talk. And then there was like her at the front at a very like kind of industrial desk. Like,
Yeah. It was weird. And we asked her, like I don't know, it just didn't, bad vibes when you walked in there, but we asked her what the deal was, and then she like didn't really give us much of an answer. She's like, oh, we have to send it away and do this, do that. And I'm like, you guys work with these freaking drones. Like,
what's wrong?
like, can't you just look at this? Like, you've seen a million of these. Like, can't your guy look at this, like,
Just tell us what's broken.
and see what's broken with it, or give like some sort of idea? And she's like, so she takes it back to the tech guy in the back, and then she comes back and she's like, yeah, it's gonna be $450
Plus a $60 what is it
like
called?
service.
No, $50 service plus labor.
Oh yeah,
Plus labor.
yeah, like
Sorry, it was $50 diagnosis.
diagnosis. Yeah,
$60 diagnosis plus $30
Yeah.
labor.
plus the parts and stuff. She gave us the most obvious answer of like replacing like the whole gimbal and camera, which like I've looked up since I got home, and like there's actually plenty of ways around that. So the guy didn't even look at it for us. So I was like, fuck, like you guys are useless.
Okay, let's just also, before we leave this neighborhood, because we were talking about this neighborhood,
Yeah,
while I was shooting in the front and the nice big Chinese girl
yeah,
was getting in my shots, another man approached me
yeah,
while I was shooting,
yeah,
and he just starts talking to me while I'm working, which is like A-okay. But like also I'm working,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to get through it. I'm in Richmond Hill. I'm kind of far from home. I just kind of want to get through. He's asking me a bunch of questions, and he's nice enough, but I just wanted to kind of get back to it. And so I was like, okay, like it's duck walking, kid on the car, getting in the shots, guy talking to me. You break the drone in the back. I'm already a little bit kind of like,
yeah,
after you broke the drone, man,
yeah.
I'm like, I was angry with you.
I
I'm
know.
gonna be honest. I was like, if you had said anything to me,
Yeah,
I would have said mean things. You know what I mean? And I think you recognize that.
an hour car ride home. I don't think we said one word to each other.
No, you said at first, you said, I'm sorry. And I said, I know, it's all good. And I just went silent mode on you. And when we went to that repair shop
Yeah,
and they said $500+ to repair the drone that I just paid $750 cash for in the morning,
yeah.
I ripped my face mask in half. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
When we walked out of the door, I ripped my
I
face
missed
mask in
that.
half. I was so angry. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, there was only one thing that could go wrong today.
Yeah,
And like, I would have been watching that drone like
Yeah.
it was my newborn baby child.
yeah,
I don't even care if the footage was shit. I could have at least done something about that.
yeah, yeah,
If like if the battery died, we could have went and charged it. Like almost every other scenario, the rain, we could have even come back another day, which would have sucked. But I'm now gonna have to do that anyway. That was as close to the worst case. You know what the worst case was?
What?
Losing the drone.
Oh, that would have sucked.
So the second worst case is breaking the drone.
Yeah, yeah,
And not finishing the job either. So we can't just like repair it, and like we now have to figure it out. So
but I've
you figured it out since, but
I think so. Yeah, but like no, I was just gonna say, like I phoned another repair company, and they gave me a better diagnosis on the phone, over the phone, not even looking at it,
Mhm.
of just like what it potentially could be. Like how,
it could be one connector cable that comes loose and crashes, right?
yeah, but like their own company can't like do better. Like fuck.
You know what? Yeah, and that's the thing is like we would have gone with the company, but they just didn't have a good diagnosis. Like if they said, listen, it could be this one cable
Yeah,
or it could be the whole gimbal.
yeah,
Those are the only two things it could be, which is what the guy you called said. The whole gimbal for him is $300. The whole gimbal for the actual company who makes them is, for some reason, $600
Yeah.
with all the servicing. Still, $300. Not pleased about it. That's the entire amount of money we got paid for the job.
It's 50-50 chance it's going to be $80 or $300.
Either way, $80 plus gas and me having to spend now a full
Yeah.
6-hour day we spent out there today, and then I'm going to have to go back for another 3-4 hour day with driving.
It's not ideal.
Not ideal. Plus it could be $300.
Yeah.
Plus, to boot, we now need another drone to film when I go back on Friday because they wanted this rush. They're like, can we get it done quickly? And I, of course, said yes. And we can't borrow your cousin's drone till too far in the future. So what we have to do now, and what we just did, is we bought another fucking drone. This time brand new.
Yeah.
And
So fucked.
it's so fucked. We're now out over $2,000
Yeah.
on a job that's only paying $300.
That's insane when you break it down like that.
So what we're going to do is, and Rob is going up to his cottage on Thursday. So I now have to learn how to fly the drones because I never did it before because I just didn't care. You liked them, so you learned. So I don't know how to fly these drones. So I have to now learn how to fly this brand new drone in one day. Take it to the exact spot we wrecked the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Finish shooting. Don't damage the drone. And hopefully can return it. I think we can.
I think we can.
Hopefully it's an $80 repair on our other drone, which we have to drive to Mississauga tomorrow to drop to the... Holy fuck, dude.
And then hopefully we can upsell the drone back on Kijiji
For
and
more
make
than we bought it for.
at least $80 to cover the expense.
Or at least a chunk of that 80.
Yeah.
And then we'll only be out my extra time and gas.
And gas.
And
Who knew this fucking job was going to be such a mish?
I mean, I was speechless for a while. I just couldn't. If you'd said anything, I just would have flipped. So we got home and I go right to the gym.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, once I come back from the gym, I know I'm going to be okay. And I go, cause there's no reason to be angry. You know, like you know what I mean? Like I know it was an accident.
Yeah.
And I know, but still I was just furious with you for letting it happen. So I was like, I just need to go to the gym and just get it off my chest. And I had the best time at the gym. Like if the gym was closed and I just had to sit at home like COVID quarantine style,
Mm-hmm.
we could have maybe fought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to the gym and I started working out and I just started enjoying it. It's only my second time back at the gym and I miss it so much that I was just having a good time. And I was like, again, I got my endorphins back and I was like, you know what? It's just money. We can figure it out. We'll find a way out of this. It's just money, whatever. It's going to be $300 and, a couple days of my, whatever. And, but I have a couple things to say about the gym. That's the next thing I wrote down.
Yeah. Okay. What are they?
Speaking of characters.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that our neighborhood is filled with them, I think we spoke last episode. Did we speak last episode about the guy who we found in our backyard?
Oh, no, I don't think we brought that up.
Okay. Neighborhood's filled with characters. We found a homeless man, or I don't know if he's homeless, but he definitely appeared to be on some sort of street narcotic.
Oh, he's acting weird.
In our backyard, in our bushes. Terrifying, dude. Think about walking home at night now. If I park my car back there after dark and I walk through my backyard.
Yeah.
This was middle of the day too. I'm in this room that we're filming the podcast now, which has a window that looks out at our backyard. I see smoke coming out of the bushes. And there was, we didn't even talk about the fire yet either, did we?
Oh yeah, the fire was wild too. Actually, oh yeah, we didn't touch about that.
Oh
Since
my
last...
God.
Liv won't walk through the backyard anymore.
Because it's scary as shit.
Yeah, well, yeah,
And literally shit. Like a
There's,
homeless
like,
person one
shit.
time shit beside our car.
yeah. She walks the long way around now.
Yo, so if you listen to last episode and you're listening now, remember we were making jokes about all the sirens that were driving by? Turns out a building right behind our house was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, oh, there must be a fire. Where are all these sirens going? We walked in our backyard and like the building was on fire right there. So like apparently it was arson because there was 3 fires started in a general area. One at
Yeah.
the church, one there, and I forgot where the other one was.
We never looked up.
Never looked it up.
On the news or whatever.
There is
what
a video. I
happened.
can throw in a video here of
Yeah.
one of the fires.
Yeah.
So I'll throw in a video. Boop in the YouTube. Beep. And let that play. And we're back. So I see smoke coming out of the bush, and this is maybe Friday, so like 3 days after the pod. And my first thought is like, does the arsonist try to start a bush fire at our house? And then I'm like, you know what? No, our neighbors smoke so many darts, and I smell it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they might just be blowing, and the wind might just be taking it through the fence and into our bushes. So I think nothing of it, and I'm filming like a self-tape audition. So I actually have it on camera. The yell, like when,
Oh, do
when
you?
he yelled. It's kind of faint in the background,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
can hear it clearly. I wonder if I can actually, I'll put that in the podcast so you can hear the yell.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, even the audio people can hear it. But yeah, we hear like a yell from the backyard. And I knew right away that meant there was someone there because the smoke and the yell. So I go right to the window and I look right where the smoke was coming from, and I see a guy with his pants down coming out of our bushes.
He was tripping.
Tripping. What was he smoking in there? Like crack?
It was weird, man. He's like we thought he was taking a dump back there. His pants were down. He was kind of wiping his ass. He had a bag with him, and then he was like standing next to your car for a little bit. And I feel like we got to get more brave with our heckles.
I was thinking like paintball. Or
That
like,
works too. Yeah.
or like I don't know if you could probably get in trouble for that. Like a hose?
Oh yeah. But like, it's hard to do from like the top balcony here.
But the thing is, I don't want to heckle because like I don't want them to remember our place. Like I want that to be part of his cracked out dream. I don't want him to like be like that place and like anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. yeah.
Also, I've seen him twice since that incident in our
Have
area.
you?
I saw him at the Pizza today walking
Oh,
by.
fuck. Was he weird? He's acting weird.
Well, I mean, yeah,
A little strung out.
but he was a burly boy.
He was burly.
And he was like in his 30s, it looked like.
I don't understand where these people come from.
I've seen him twice since. Once talking to a girl by the church,
Yeah.
maybe his GF. Like the cracked out girl that, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like
Wait, the one with the cornrows?
no.
Oh, the one really skinny one.
I mean, maybe we're not thinking of the same one, but you said such a funny comment. You're like, because there's we're not just being rude. Like there is a lot of, our area's got a lot of characters. There's actually a home for,
There's a couple of them.
homes for street livers.
What did I say? That was funny.
Because you're like, oh, I know the girl you're talking about. She's actually like a little bit pretty, and you're like, she still looks like she's, got a little life in her, and you're like, she must be like the one that's doing like, or was it Kevin that said that?
I don't remember
It
saying
was
that.
Kevin. Yeah,
It was probably Kevin.
Kevin was like, I know the one you're talking about. He's like, yeah, he's like, she looks like she's actually kind of like doing okay somehow, but yet the guys she walks around with are like complete like minced meat, like just like through the grinder.
Yeah.
So he's like, she must just be like, and she's like, she always walks around and she's like just having a time, like, look at the birds, and she's like dancing and whatever, and these guys are like grinding their teeth and like, so he's like, she's probably like the absolute catch of like that crew, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like she's
yeah.
still got all her
Mhm.
all her like teeth and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people we recognize. There's like there's guys all around that they have their spots and they're nice. Like we chat, give them cash or food or chips or something when I'm coming from the grocery stores.
Yeah.
But the people that shit in my backyard, fuck off. Don't shit in my backyard. Don't shit near my car. Like, I have empathy for your situation, but the second human poop is involved, I want to paintball you.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand why our backyard and parking lot is such a hot spot.
There is abandoned backyards to the left and to the right of our backyard.
Yeah.
Houses where people have moved out because they're going to start construction, and we're going to move out soon. And these backyards look abandoned too. They have like
why are you choosing ours?
Yeah, ours is the only one that's inhabited. There's a car parked there, and that's the second shit.
Fucking fuck off.
Weird stuff too, and like someone plugged a shaver into the side of our house.
Oh yeah.
And cut their own hair, and then left the shaver and their hair.
I have a conspiracy. I told you about that.
You think it's our old downstairs tenant?
Yep.
That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. I just I don't see it. Why would he come back to our alleyway?
I don't know.
You tell me you can't get an outlet? Like,
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so our neighborhood has got characters. There's a guy who lives right next to the church just west on St. Clair.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he lives in the building or if he lives on the porch of the building. It's kind of in the trees. But I was walking by there with Jasmine the other, few weeks back. And, just hit us with a fucking bitch. Right to Jasmine. And, you just have to, soak stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You just have to soak it. You're like, all right. Have a nice, all right. We're off to dinner. See you later.
Yeah.
Because there's just nothing you could say and then I've said on the podcast recently where I actually completely got in a fight with that guy at the really out to lunch cracked out guy at the pizza that was abusing the friend
woman
behind the counter. And it came about as close to actually fist fighting as I'd like to get with someone who really could bath salts eat your face. Anyway, the gym.
There's characters, but also
it's a great neighborhood.
It's a great neighborhood, and people kind of keep to themselves. You know?
I mean, yeah.
Sort of.
Except for the ones that shit in your backyard, call the girl you're taking out on a date a bitch, and
but you never
try to fight you at your local pizza.
You're never scared walking through the neighborhood.
I'm a little bit sketched now of our backyard, and I was a little bit sketched at the fight I almost got in my PJs.
Yeah, fair.
But no, you're right. Again, I think I could have absolutely destroyed the guy at the pizza. I just
you would have fucked them up.
But so I'm at the gym. So even in there, you're not free of some eclectic personalities. And there was a guy working out with an unlit cigarette in his mouth.
Did he look like he was a guy who worked out a bunch?
He looked imagine Muscle Beach, Venice.
Yeah.
But you know when they get old and their skin looks like leather because they've just been working out in the sun for 30 years?
Sure.
That kind of look. And just more, not as beefed out, but still had some muscles. And just had an unlit cigarette just in his mouth at Hone Fitness. Nowhere near somewhere you'd smoke. Kind of on a bench, actually. One of the free benches.
Weird. And was there anyone calling him out on it?
No,
I guess
if
it wasn't lit, yeah.
I mean, I definitely walked by 3 or 4 times to see what it was.
Yeah.
So I was I walked by and I was unlit cigarette? What? And then I looped back and I was is that fucking unlit cigarette? What is that?
Maybe that was his, carrot dangling in front of his face.
Do a workout, smoke that cigarette?
Yeah. That's his motivation. He's waiting to get out of the gym so you could hack that dart.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is the gym that gym there is my new paradise. I'm so happy to be back. It's insane. You don't realize how like life's been shitty. Actually, life's been pretty shit.
Yep.
Like I know I loved video gaming and stuff like that, but you know what I like more than all that?
What?
Everything else I was doing before when I didn't do all that.
Yep, for sure.
Probably liked it all better. Playing hockey, socializing with friends, working out.
All the above.
All the above. Also, the other comments I had at the gym was so I two things. One, I have these Lululemon shorts.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing them right now if you're watching the video. And sometimes I also sit in these videos, and I notice back when I edit, I sit with my like crotch wide open. And you kind of, I'm like more aware of it now, but you kind of notice the plums. You know, like
Yeah. Like a
family
man.
jewels.
Like a man camel toe.
Yeah, and so I'm at the gym and I'm doing squats, and I notice when I get to the bottom of my squat, like a pretty prominent nut bulge.
Are you wearing boxers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm wearing not even like
Loose.
like they're still briefs, but they're not like sacks, which will hold your sack in a sack.
Mm-hmm.
They're just briefs, and I'm noticing a pretty prominent nut bulge, and I'm like, okay, I feel like I've worked on these shorts a bunch, and I've never really noticed this. And then I was like looking at a few other exercises, and I'm like, anytime I get in a certain position, like my nuts are, like this accentuates it, and I started thinking, because like, it's not that like I don't have huge like I have normal nuts, normal
Elephantitis?
package. No, I don't have elephantitis.
Got big old balls.
And it got me thinking,
Yeah.
Lululemon pants are like notorious for hiking up women's asses, like making them look good. Like they're known for that, right? Lululemons are like,
sure, yeah.
like their workout pants are like extreme, like really sexualize the female like lower half. And I was wondering if they just make like clothes that just like show off nut bulges, and like girls, you know, like if they're like sexual on purpose, like if there's some sort of like hidden strategy for their athletic clothes. Because I have workout shorts that even are short shorts and tight, and none of them show a bulge like that. Like they all, so I know it doesn't have to, it's not a function. It's not a functional thing. But I felt kind of like invigorated by it a little bit.
I mean, it's meant to it's meant to show off your sort of curves and such, right?
Yeah, but so that I'm thinking it's intentional.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be hard to manufacture shorts where they purposefully ride up to.
They don't ride up.
Yeah.
Them just sitting normal.
Yeah.
I don't even think there's a liner in these. There's not even a liner.
Yeah.
So it's just the inseam of the short is short enough, and I don't have a big ass either. Like it's not like I have some weird proportion where like legitimately the inseam is just sewn in a way that when you squat it sucks up and you get a little nut bulge.
I'll have to look at that. Because I wear.
I'll show you.
Stuff.
I'll show you.
These are Lululemon pants. I've never noticed any.
Actually, I don't know if you'd be able to see like off camera here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I could see it there. The bulge, they hang.
So it's like
the hang and bang.
I did that off camera. I hope. Fucking nut bulge the camera. No, I was just wondering, like maybe like they make a great athletic product. I'm a fan of Lululemon, but that's a bit of a conspiracy. Like and I know sometimes Lululemon female pants are known to also like ride up and produce like camel toes or like ass cracks, even though you're wearing pants. So like,
well, that's like supposed to be. I feel like that's a like a sign of a good pair of tight legging pants for women.
No.
is the fact that they don't give you a camel toe.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So,
Yeah.
sorry, I thought you were going to say the fact that they do give a
No,
camel toe.
no. If they don't give you a good camel toe, then like the pants are celebrated.
What a gross concept. Also, camel toe. Just saying that word over and over again is gross. But yeah, no. It got me thinking. I was like, this is a bit of a conspiracy because there was a girl there wearing Lululemon pants, and I couldn't help but notice, how it made her, shaped her, or how it accentuated features. And I'm sitting
For
there
sure.
with my nuts bulging out, and I'm like, are they just creating a sexualized workout attire? And like, don't get me wrong, when I'm squatting and I see my plums in the mirror, it gives me a little extra, little extra testosterone, a little pep in my push, So maybe, there could be some science to that. And the only other thing I had to say about the gym, other than just having the time of my life in there, is when I came back from the gym 4 days ago,
Yeah.
4 days ago, I had a protein shake,
Yeah.
and I didn't clean it right after.
Yeah. You're a freak.
And I brought it down from my room and I put it on the counter because I was going to throw it in the dishwasher right before we run it because I knew it was going to smell bad.
Well, how am I supposed to know that?
No. I wasn't saying it like you should know that. But you popped it open.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yo, it's plant-based. It's expensive, vegan. Like,
Can we look this up right now? I need to know why this.
I can Google it on my phone. Why does protein, and anyone who's ever left a protein shaker for 2 days, because it only takes 2 days, it stinks like poo. That's what poo smells like, I think.
It's so gross.
Are you Googling it? Okay.
Yeah. Why do protein shakers smell so bad?
Was that like an autofill?
Yeah, top one. Most powders need a protein shaker, and they can sometimes get a bit whiffy. The reason is that small residues of whey protein and milk/water go off, and the horrid smell is in fact bacteria.
But mine doesn't have whey protein. Mine's veggie based, so there's no milk, there's no dairy. So what is it?
Why do when you give her?
Why does your veggie protein shake stink so much? They almost smell just as bad.
They do smell just as bad or even worse.
Not worse, dude. I've definitely, when I used to use whey protein,
Yeah.
I've let a few of those sit, and it's rocked my world.
Ew.
It's rocked.
I can't even imagine.
I've thrown out protein shakers.
Here, Reddit. You've thrown out?
Oh, I've thrown them out. Yeah, but I've also
Regardless of the flavor, the shaker bottle always gets horrific smell to it that is impossible to wash out. What causes the terrible smell?
Reddit, the source of all knowledge.
Okay, they're talking about whey.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. There's not. Honestly, I'll need to look it up when I have a bit more time. Not so much on the hotspot right now, but
Yeah,
they're gross.
I used to drink these back in the day, man. I was skinnier, right? And I told you my mom used to like try to fatten me up with like shakes and stuff like that. And when I got a little bit old enough that I was like starting to work out, I was like, oh, I need like the mass gainer protein shakes, which were like 900 calories a shake and some absurd like protein levels and stuff like that. And those things
Stunk. I'm sure.
also rocked my world.
How?
You just aren't meant to like liquefy, digest like those type of calories. You'd have one and your stomach would, or you would just like, it would just, oh my God, it was a lot to handle.
Yeah.
You could just imagine having 2 of those a day, adding 1,800 calories of just liquid protein to your diet.
Dude.
I mean, you put on weight, but you also, your stomach feels like a labyrinth.
That's the thing I don't get about putting on weight. Is like, is there any way to do it where you don't feel tired and lethargic constantly?
No. There's definitely a better ways to do it than those shakes. Like
I was reading. I don't know if you've heard about Bryce DeChambeau.
Yeah, the golfer that put on all that weight.
Yeah. So GQ did this article on him recently that I was reading, and they were talking about sort of his daily diet, or sort of what he does in a day and what he eats and everything. And like I should almost pull it up and read it to you, but like he said he has about 6 or 7 protein shakes a day.
And what if they're
So like insane. Like he eats 2 meals, eats a massive breakfast, listed everything, and then just crushes protein shakes all day, and then eats a huge dinner, and works out in between, and works on like upping his swing speed, and that's kind of what he does day to day.
Well, that's like it's honestly something similar to like what I don't know what your body type is, but I'm guessing it's like similar to mine. We're both slim.
Yeah.
But I think for me, even because even at my body weight now, I worked to get slim. So like I had to put on weight to just get slim.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think you didn't have to do any work to look as like your slimness, right?
Yeah.
So I'm naturally skinnier than you.
Yeah.
I need to eat a fuckload just to maintain a slim figure, or else it falls off. In Corona, not eating, not working out, I dropped like 10 pounds. And like I'm eating shit too. I'm eating like pizzas and burgers and burritos. Like it just doesn't matter. I have a calorie deficit. My metabolism just rips through food. It's also not just metabolism. It's like, or speed. It's like also some people's bodies are just more efficient at processing and decide not to store like fats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you end up with this like, my body doesn't feel like ever like the need to store fat. It just incinerates it. I don't know what. So for me to put on size, I would need to eat that much. I would need to kind of sicken myself, like feel lethargic and put in like a gross amount of effort. But I'm down. Let's get huge. I'll up it to 3 protein shakes a day. Like
even that's a lot.
I know, but it's like the veggie. I almost puked in my mouth. I'm drinking a very strong drink. I made it very strong.
How strong? How strong?
Like probably I'd say 5 ounces of vodka.
Did you?
But it's a gigantic mug.
I know, it's so hard to judge.
It's like probably a liter mug. So anyway, worth it. And then on top of everything, because we're going to wrap this episode up, to finish off the day, you know, you dug yourself out, hopefully out of this thing, and then hopefully I don't crash this next drone we buy, and we can get out of this one with our shorts, because we need all the dollars right now for music. We get a report back from a roommate that a mouse has reappeared.
Oh yeah.
After we've already assassinated and removed a whole lineage of mice.
I saw the one Kevin posted in the group actually when I was out on the front porch earlier, and I saw him walking down.
Walking down what?
Walking down like the front, it's like walkway.
Walkway?
Yeah, I think it was the same one because he was slow as fuck. He
walking outside?
Yeah, he was outside. He looked a little weathered.
Wait, so these mouses are going outdoor, indoor?
I think so.
So that's how.
I think there's a leak somewhere.
There's a leak somewhere, but also we have cats. I just watched a cat walk by our back fence, and there's a cat that usually comes in our backyard, and they usually muck the mice in the area.
Yeah.
We saw a dead mouse 5 in the alleyway a little while ago, but yeah, out of the blue, like we've been mouse free for a year, and then in COVID, I guess maybe just like in New York or maybe in other areas, but the mice that were normally feeding on restaurant scraps, maybe kind of returned to the neighborhood, like in New York, like rats that were normally eating scraps, like became cannibalistic because they had no food.
Yeah, that's wild.
So wild shit. Maybe the mice like kind of turned into the neighborhood, but We had to kill like 5 or 6 of those bad boys, and one of them really was smart.
Yeah,
Like,
one of them took a while.
5 were almost instant. We set 5 traps and boom, 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 boom.
Bunch of dummies just fucking
Knocking them out. Finger popping the assholes. Knocked them out. And then this one guy, he took almost like over a month. And only what eventually got him was like, I think we put it on a ledge. So he would have had to have climbed up the ledge. And I think he like got over the ledge and it was too late. Like the trap was there.
Yeah.
Because when I found that man, he was half on the ledge, half off the ledge, and caught in the thing. But to add insult to injury, on this day, a new mouse has appeared and a new war has begun.
Well, may the best man get this mouse.
Yeah, I've got the most kills.
Yeah,
I got 4 kills.
Yeah, I've got 2, maybe 2 kills. I think.
No, that's not bad. And the Kev's got 1.
Kev's got 1.
So we've killed 7
mice. Yeah.
A lot of kills.
Keep you updated. So many kills.
And I think that's it, dude. I had a list.
We'll see ya next
Tuesday. Hopefully it's a better one. Later.
WAP, dude. Wet ass pussy. What would the dude version of that shit be? Like fucking hop? Like a hard ass penis? Oh shit. I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Hard ass penis. Make that pussy go to sleep. Yeah, you fucking with a hard ass penis. Give me sex and some top for this hard ass penis. Give me everything you got for this hard ass penis. Suck it up, bitch, pressure large. Extra hard, don't need recharge. Put this penis right in your face, or you can ride it like a Tesla car. Hop on top so you can ride. I'm gonna bust while it's inside. Nut in your mouth or in your eyes. This penis is hard, give it a try. Buy me a new PS5, the one with the biggest hard drive. I want you to back that fat ass up right on this big old size.